Season's greetings. Off-season's greetings. Deck the halls with balls of rollings. La 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 la. It's the off-season. Be jolly. La 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel. And winter meetings came and went. We hung some stockings, spread some cheer in the form of cash. Some players got new homes for Christmas, literally and figuratively, and some realized their worth isn't near what their agents suggest. Some ended up kind of on the naughty list. So, let's get into it this week. We got a lot to talk about. It's also one of the best weeks of the year. We are officially 36 hours away from Christmas. So, right now, literal cheers for the holidays. And on top of that, stay drunk. Because this is Drunks in the Pond. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe, comment. Tell Damon he needs to grow a better beard. Tell Rich he needs to trim his. Tell Jay that he looks gorgeous. And on top of that, spread some holiday cheer. Share us on your favorite social, and hope you get what you want for Christmas. Because we all have what we want. To an extent. I would really like Soda's contract in my bank account, but still, let's neither here nor there.
Yeah, I think we would all take $765 million. Like, I don't think that's a question.
Yeah.
Drunks on the Pond, episode 36. The old before Christmas. Can't even call it the night before Christmas. Not yet, at least. But, you know, starting off, I think it's hard to ignore that baseball lost a legend this past week in Rickey Henderson. Passed away at the age of 65 from pneumonia. If you haven't heard, you're hearing it now. I did see a stat that I wanted to share with you boys while we're talking about it. A rookie could debut on opening day in 2025 and steal 50 bases every single season for the next 28 years and still be 6 stolen bases behind Rickey Henderson. The guy is one of one, and I mean, it's hard to say that it really sucks. And, you know, I want to kind of bring it to you guys. Like, what did you feel when you first read the news on it?
I felt awful. I can tell you that, because I don't think there is, and probably will be, another polarizing figure for the media like him in this sport. Because you won't see anybody who is basically the definition of kayfabe. That's a wrestling term. He was legit a heel, but always on good terms with the crowd. You'd never see anybody talk in third person and get cheered in wrestling. Ricky. Everyone cheers. I mean, I'll tell you one of my favorite Ricky stories of all time. And it was one of the first things I thought of right when I got the news that he passed. It was a reporter asked him, "Yes, how do you feel about, 50% of the league potentially doing steroids?" And he goes, "Ricky don't do steroids. That's 49%. Get out of here." I paraphrase. Ricky literally thought that he was 1%. He said, "No, I'm 49%. It's 49% now. You take Ricky's name out of the conversation." He thought he was 1%. That's Ricky. Ricky was about Ricky. And before anybody else even said Ricky, Ricky already said Ricky. Twice. You didn't get a chance to say his name. He said his name before you were in the room I didn't say his name. That's one thing I love about the guy. But he also, everything I've ever heard was he was a great teammate. I've never heard horrible things from people about him. I mean, sure, he's a showboat, and you gotta have a little bit of dick to you if you're the man, Ricky Henderson. You got a little bit of cockiness, but I don't think that rubbed off on his teammates the wrong way. I don't. Obviously, I wasn't in the locker room, so I've never heard a player say a bad thing about him, unless it was the opposition. It's like, God damn it, Ricky stole 7 bases this game. Ugh.
You know,
I got nothing bad to say about him.
and that's kind of how I look at it. I mean, I found out when most people found out in the morning. I actually found out like a couple hours after it happened. One of my good buddies, he actually does a lot of stuff with Ricky out in Oakland. So he heard personally, and he reached out to me and asked me if I heard anything about it. And it was a little too late. My dad was gone for the weekend. Definitely was not going to call him like, hey, you hear about that? My dad would definitely, not the thing you doing. So I waited till the morning time, and my dad calls me and we talked about it. And the one thing that I thought about was he brought something to baseball that I don't think will ever, be brought by anybody else. The swagger, the personality. He was truly himself. Ricky was Ricky, and it's just, from popping his collar to leading off with home runs to stealing bases. When people talk about basketball being, well, everybody shoots threes and people think of Steph Curry, anybody steals a base, I'm sorry, I don't think of Lou Brock. I think of the man himself, Ricky Henderson. He truly did everything. And
Of course.
Again, the story that I think of when I think of him was when I don't know if it was because the story goes it was either Oakland or the Yankees, one of the two, and they were doing their budget at the end of the year, and there was $1 million missing, and they're freaking out. They're like, "Yo, we're missing $1 million." So they go to Ricky, and they're like, "Hey, did you cash that check?" And Ricky goes, "Nah, Ricky's got it up on the wall," and he had $1 million check, not cashed, framed on his wall so he could look at it. So when I think of Ricky Henderson, I think of absolute greatness. When you think of the character Ricky Bobby, when he's like, I piss excellence or I shit greatness.
Well, Dick, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence, and nobody can hang with my stuff. I'm just a big, hairy American winning machine. If you ain't first, you're last.
Oh, the best there is, the best there was, the best there was.
Simply put, that is Ricky Henderson himself. There's nobody, in my opinion, that's going to be as great as he was. And the stamp that he left on baseball, as sad as I want to be, I'm very happy that we did have somebody that shined such a beautiful light on baseball when, people call it a dark time in baseball. And I think he made baseball very fun for people. I think he carried, the characteristics in the baseball. What's up, brother?
Dude, you just said something that it's one of those forever adages that you'll see on a knick-knack or something like that at the Hallmark store. It's so true. Don't be sad don't be sad the person's gone. Be happy the moments that they gave you. Ricky gave everyone moments. All Ricky was moments. Ricky didn't live for anything else but the moment. And then the next moment, because Ricky created another moment. So, one thing that I've always wondered, obviously Ricky was a little bit before all of our time in his prime. Was Ricky the first one to be extremely boisterous with like chains and like just kind of being an asshole out in the field with showing what he's got?
From talking with my dad, because me and my brother, we'd always talk about the swagger in baseball.
Sure.
From the chains, pimping home runs and stuff like that. It dials back to Ricky. There are people that did it before, but consistently, and then that were good enough. So again, there's a lot of things that go into it. Let's look at fighting. Conor McGregor can't be repeated because he was a lot into one. That's what Ricky was. He was a lot of good into one. The only difference was Ricky's prime was a lot longer than Connor's. Ricky's prime lasts. I mean, I'll put it like this. I did a stat of the day when he passed away. This is crazy. I think he has 16 seasons with 40 or more stolen bases and 23 of 20 or more, or something crazy like that, where I'm like, no one's ever going to do that. I mean, first of all,
No.
my dad and uncle together played 23 seasons. Okay. Come on, Ricky, make it easy on the boys, I mean, he put his foot on the gas and didn't let up. And, he truly exemplified greatness in baseball. And you have to truly rejoice what he did give us, because a lot of the greatness that is in baseball, somehow people find a way to tarnish it. Somehow some people find a way to put an asterisk next to it or put something next to it. Anything that Ricky did was just solidified greatness. And may he rest in peace, and may he be at the highest lands in heaven. He deserves it all.
I mean, we're talking about the all-time stolen bases leader with 1,406, the all-time runs leader with 2,295, 10-time All-Star, 3-time Silver Slugger, 2-time World Series champ, the 1990 American League MVP, and most of all, a Hall of Famer. So, obviously, rest in peace to one of one, a legend in Ricky Henderson. But yeah, let's jump into it. It's been a couple weeks since we've been recording, closing down on the holidays, and I've missed you guys too. It's been a while.
Let me kiss.
Ooh, where's our kisses? You gotta give 2 back, baby.
I caught that shit, and I'll put that in my pocket. Save it for later.
Where's ours at though? You gotta spread the love.
See,
that's my Christmas gift, baby. That's my Christmas gift.
This would have been perfect for Valentine's Day, but we're just gonna have to settle for Christmas.
Are you kidding me? Valentine's gonna get better.
There's enough love to go around, brother.
I will be baby Cupid.
You better be in the diaper. You better not be playing around. I better see that bow and arrow too.
I'm gonna save like 11 of my kids' diapers that he sized out of.
Oh no! No! Oh god!
No, you got to get like a Depends or something. Okay, I don't need.
That's where I was going with it.
You're not a parent if you don't have to buy diapers. Don't buy diapers.
You know what you should do?
They
made the Liquid Death diaper.
I did see it.
You saw. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
It's Rich. After we finish recording, look up the Liquid Death diaper, like the water company. They made a like a diaper. Just
shouts out to Liquid Death and Depends, baby. We are not endorsed.
After we finish recording, just check it out.
I will 100% be fully transparent. I love Liquid Death.
It's good water.
Would you rock a leather diaper though?
No.
Depends.
Ooh, it is Depends, baby. It is Depends, baby. You know
what I'm saying is, yeah, and there's target audience. 90% of what I drink is from a can.
Is that good or bad?
I don't want water in a can.
You tell me. I can't read minds, man.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Is it better in the can than it is in a plastic bottle?
Yeah.
I think
I don't
so.
want anything out of plastic bottles. I mean, I do drink water out of plastic bottles, but can sweet. I feel like I can drink it easier because I'm so used to just putting cans down because I have a problem. I don't have enough beer. That's my problem.
Back on the topic. I'm going to ask you boys both a question. What is the deal that's been made in the past couple of weeks that caught you by surprise, and why? Rich, we'll start with you.
I mean, I'm only going to give you one, and there's 10 million reasons.
Okay.
Max Kepler signing with the Phillies. Listen, Do I hate it? No. Do I love it? No. Most importantly, do I understand it? No. I did. For one thing that Jay and I've said countless times throughout the past, 3 seasons of Phillies baseball where they've been on this run and are trying to climb over the hill. Where's the right-handed bat? You let Reese go, and you didn't supplement that with another right-handed bat. So therefore, you're automatically down one more right-hander in the lineup. And then you sign someone who has a lot of upside, but has not had this upside since 2019, when he matched 31 homers and drove in close to 100. Listen, Max Kepler has a lot of talent. He's still in his prime, early 30s. It's a 1 year, buy low, sell high, maybe. It's a prove it deal, maybe. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. There's a franchise that's alluding to penny pinching, and then you spend $10 million on a guy for a position that is full but isn't full, with basically the same person except someone who's younger, faster, and a better fielder than Brandon Marsh. I think the offensive output for the past 3 years is similar, except Kepler can hit lefties, sort of. Marsh can't, but it's another lefty. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. But it is what it is. I'm not the one who's signing the paychecks. I'm not the one who's making the phone calls. If I was, I don't think I'd call it lefty bat, unless it was Johnson. But it is what it is, I guess.
That's actually a really good pick. I did find myself questioning the Kepler signing because you already look at the lineup and see how many left-handed bats, and when you hear, like, we definitely need a righty in this lineup, it was like, okay, cool, like, we're going to go out and get a righty just to sign a left-handed Max Kepler, and it's like, okay, I'm trying to find the vision here, but you're not giving me anything to really work with. What you're telling me right now is that Kepler's going to play left field, Castellanos, if he's here, is your right fielder, and then you're going to platoon Johan Rojas and Brandon Marsh in center. It's like, all right, cool. If that works, great. But if it doesn't, you're going to be back in the same spot where you're going, fuck, we need another right-handed bat. What are we going to do? So, Rich, I do like that pick. Damon, what's your pick?
Mine was Walker Buehler not getting a qualified offer from the Dodgers and signing with the Red Sox. My question is, are they freeing up space for Hiroki Sasaki, or what the hell is going on there? You know, I understand, you know, it was very easy for them to, it's kind of like a parting ways gift. You know, they're not going to sit there and say, hey, we want to give you a qualifying offer, because, again, whoever does sign him has to give up a draft pick. So they're going to be, hey, thank you for your tenure with us, but we're going to let you go. We're going to let you go in good graces and let somebody sign you. And if you go look at it, shout out to Fuzzy Studios. I did watch his video earlier today. I'm going to give him.
Always proud of him.
I'm going to give him his credit, because he was talking about with the Red Sox, Nick Pivetta did not take that qualifying offer, and the same amount of money that they gave Nick Pivetta was dished right over to Walker Buehler. So definitely easy. If Pivetta gets picked up, the Red Sox do get a draft pick, but I'm looking at in the Dodgers aspect, are they trying to clear up space to go pick up Sasaki? I kind of want to ask you guys your thoughts on that one.
I'm under the impression that everything that I've heard is he doesn't want to play in a big market. He has anxiety issues, and he doesn't do well with the media. So, I've read from several different articles and from several different people, especially Japanese media, where he's just kind of Zach Greinke. where don't talk to him. Let him do his thing. And if he does talk to you, either A, you're not going to understand him, because that's what Zach Greinke did. Zach Greinke talked very weird in code to people, or Zach Greinke was just blatantly, hilariously sarcastic, which is awesome. He might have a little bit of the touch, but it's fantastic. Dude, I love Zach Greinke as a human, as a player. I think this is a very good comparison from everything I've seen. So I think the best place for Roki to go is Seattle. The media doesn't give a shit. The fans across the league don't give a shit. They have such a great relationship with Asian players and as a whole, and even more importantly, they just have a great relationship with players. Like, I've never heard anyone say, I don't want to play for Seattle ever again. So I think that's the best place for him to go.
I do find it interesting that, we're still sitting here waiting on Roki, but at the same time, I'm not really surprised, if that makes sense, because he only got posted, 3 weeks ago now? So
yeah, right after Thanksgiving.
So it's still relatively early in the whole interview process, and truth be told, we don't know what teams got interview rights. From what people are saying, the Phillies were not one of them. Not sure why, don't know the reason, but
they didn't pop up enough change.
Honestly, that's perfectly fine. I didn't have much faith in the Phillies going for him anyway. But I mean, if you wanted me to throw out a guess on where he's going, I can't see him leaving the West Coast, to be honest with you. I feel like he's definitely going to stick somewhere out there. Now, the Dodgers, obviously, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, you got Ohtani out there, you got Yamamoto. Like, why wouldn't Sasaki want to go play with his boys? Which is understandable. Like, obviously, he wants to go somewhere where he's comfortable. And Walker Buehler walking away does make a little bit of sense for that spot in the rotation. I don't know if that's because the Dodgers have faith in one of the boys who was called up last year when they were battling injuries, or what that possibly means. If I had to just sit here and throw out a guess on who it could be, I could see a team like the Giants making a move for him, because the Giants have shown a willingness to spend more money with the signing of Willy Adames, and it seems like they have a lot of space to make one of these moves.
Don't forget giving Chapman that big deal.
Yeah, like I could definitely see the Giants being a place. Now, Rich, I'm going to disagree with you on Seattle, mainly because Seattle's pitching is not one of their weaknesses. I think Seattle needs
but there's no such thing as too much pitching.
No, I'm not saying there's not, but they need to focus in on hitting more than anything.
And
because
right now they can trade one of those if they sign him for hitting.
Which surprises me, because I thought when the market started coming out for Luis Castillo, I thought the Phillies were going to be in on him. And whether or not they were, the price was too high, because obviously Alec Bohm and Castellanos were the two that were pretty much getting called on for every trade, like the Mason Miller one we heard and all that other, Kyle Tucker. So I was genuinely surprised that we didn't go all in for Castillo, but I'm also kind of relieved. That being said, we did end up with Jesus Luzardo, and which, listen, I love him, but if you follow Drunks on the Pond on Instagram, link below, obviously you know that Starlin Cabo was my boy. I miss him dearly. He's stuck on the goddamn Marlins now, but I will say this, I am happy for him, because the Marlins are such a dog shit team that he's pretty much fast-tracked to the majors. Like, instead of sitting behind Trey Turner for the next however many years, the next decade plus, he's actually got a relatively short run to AAA majors. I do wish him the best.
I feel like Damon has a rebuttal.
Damon, go ahead.
the Marlin disrespect. I'm not going to take any Marlin slander anymore. Okay, you guys got to cut it off right there.
All right, hold on. I'm actually interested. Why are you defending the Marlins? Because I know
Okay.
I know neither your dad or your uncle played for the Marlins, so I'm interested.
I grew up in South
You have no
Florida.
horse in that race.
Oh, whoa! Listen here, Bucko.
I didn't.
You better
say
butter
that.
up my backside and call me a biscuit talking like that. All right, you slow your road. Okay, pull your britches
This
up.
is
when you
turning
talk
into
to me.
horny Christmas too
you
goddamn
need to
quickly.
pull your britches up when you talk to me, son. Okay, you talking to a grown man right now. Okay? Whoa! And I don't want to see that. The only reason I'm pointing is because I got Rich right here and I got Jason right here. Okay, now I don't feel comfortable with you drinking that no more. First of all, went to school with Mr. Marlin's kids, Jeff Conine's kids. And then I used to go to a lot of Florida Marlins games when I was younger. My dad's assistant was the bat boy. He got suspended by MLB Baseball because Brad Penny bet him $500 that he couldn't drink a gallon of milk in an hour, and he did it.
Oh, it's that dude. Okay.
Yeah, that was my dad's assistant. And his dad was the head of concessions at Marlins games. Mind you, they're shit, okay? We're not going to deny that they're shit. They're dog shit. But I used to go to Marlins games when they were at fucking like Sunshark Stadium or Sunlight, whatever the stadium was when it was like
SunTrust?
No.
It was the beer. It was the beer company.
We talked about this like months ago, and
Yeah, because in every single video game, it was Pro Player Stadium. Because they shared it with the Dolphins.
We're back at this.
Oh well, because I remember it being it was some beer company. We used to just pull up all the time, get free food. And since
Joe
my dad
Robbie
was in the
Stadium.
Oh, there we go. I was like, then there was another one. It was like Land Shark or something like that. It's like some beer company.
Land Shark is a good beer. Shout them out.
Shut up. It's American Corona. Drink a Corona or don't.
Oh.
Nah,
then,
Modelo.
Yeah,
Give me a Modelo.
I think it was Land Shark.
Yeah, I'd rather have Modelo, but it's American. It's American Corona Modelo. Land Shark, Jimmy Buffett, whatever. It's another one. I'm glad this year's almost over because we can put him in the past.
Okay, wow, man, Margaritaville.
Margaritaville, yeah, whatever.
Okay. Anyways, so back to why I go to Marlins games. Since my dad was in the NL East, dude, we'd have a lot of fun, because we'd see these guys when they go visit our dad. So then, we just pull up and stuff. And then Hanley Ramirez is always one of the coolest people. Remember how you said in the group chat, naughty or nice list? Let me tell you right now, my nice list starts off with Hanley Ramirez, giving us the greatest experience going to games. I mean, he was just always cool with us. He had no reason to sit there and, oh, what's up? He'd literally act as if we were his kids and stuff like that. He would have so much fun with us whenever we pull up to the games, and that's what I love. Shouts out to my assistant, Nick's dad. I cannot think of his name right now. It's terrible. But Miss Kathy, I love you if you ever see this. Anyways, that's Nick's mama. Anyways, the dad, he was like I said, he was the head of concessions. So we used to get free food. We just roll up with my dad's assistant, like, hey, who his dad is? You know what I'm saying? We didn't even say who our dad was. That was not cool enough. They would have told us, dude, you got to pay double. He doesn't play for the Marlins. Get out of here. We don't care about that.
I mean, that is fair. Like,
it's sick. Like, that's just fair.
You know what I mean? So we had to go in there with the proper credentials to be like, yeah, I want free Dippin' Dots and homemade potato chips right now. You guys could do that and do it on the hop. So
I can, real quick, I can be 100% honest. I have never once bought or asked my dad for ice cream and a baseball, even in a mini helmet.
There's something wrong with you. There's something.
I think I've definitely asked for ice cream in a mini helmet.
That's my thing, dude.
Don't say it wasn't your thing. Nah,
I'm not a sweet guy.
You still got to get the helmet. That's a souvenir. That's like going to a game and getting a beer and a hot dog. I don't care if your brother got it. You need to get it.
Nah. My souvenirs are always a beer. I'm a sentimental person.
All right, can I ask you something? If
I
you
don't
keep
care
it up
about having
here,
physical things.
yeah. If you keep it up here and you get dementia, and you slowly start losing it up here. Are you telling me you won't want to have something to be like, why do I have this little miniature helmet right now? And you can think to
Why
yourself,
do you think we have the podcast?
I really hope the day never comes. Knock on wood. I hope I'd never have to deal with dementia because I don't want to have a day where I just forget all the shit I know about baseball. Like, I don't want there to be any kind of day like that. Would honestly, if the day comes where I get dementia and I forget all the shit that I love and all the shit that I did, just take me out to the barn and just fucking cat me.
Oh, yeah. Shoot him like a horse.
Can I give you
Shoot him like a horse.
can I give you a baseball stat?
Just old Yeller right in the backyard. Just
You want a new baseball stat for the day? I'm gonna give you something to hold on to. You ready for this one? Steve Carlton had 45% of the 1972 Philadelphia Phillies wins for the season.
Absolutely.
He went 27-10 with a 1.97 ERA, striking out 310 batters. Okay, 30 complete games. Are you kidding me?
Iron Man.
now what my favorite part.
59-win team.
Now, you know what my favorite part about that whole stat is? The best part about that stat is I actually knew that too.
David, I don't think you understand.
Being
Being from Philly, Steve Carlton is cooler to me and Jay than Rocky is to the city.
like Steve Carlton put the team on his back. Like when we were utter dog shit, we could at least count on Steve Carlton to at least
When he pitched, it was called
try and hold us above water. Yeah.
Dude, Steve Carlton is the letter F. The letter N.
Spell it out.
Man. He's the FN man.
So he is to you guys what Jim Thome is to the Guardians. Because like when I was in Cleveland, they sat there and said, dude, Jim Thome's God. I was like, what do you mean? They're like, because I was like I told you, I've told you guys the story that I have with Jim Thome. I explained that to one of my buddies when I was there, and he looked at me and said, bro, do you know Jim Thome? And I was like, yeah. He said that he played with my uncle. He's like, dude, he is like God to us. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, I mean,
what?
I get it. Fully get it.
So that was Steve. It was literally Wednesday when he.
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously, Jay and I weren't alive. But this is lore from our dads, our granddads, like 100% our uncles. Like, Steve Carlton was the man. Like, the man. I don't think he could go into any single bar in the city and pay for a beer, even on a 140 loss team, if he was pitching. That dude was the GOAT. He's the greatest pitcher the Phillies ever had. You're never going to beat that. Ever. Ever. Steve Carlton won't be forever the greatest pitcher the Phillies ever had. You can't beat it because 30 complete games in a season, you're lucky if everyone makes 30 starts.
So
I get it.
I just realized. Okay. I just realized that I didn't give the contract that surprised me the most.
Oh, Jay.
We kind of strayed away from it.
Sorry. I wish I wouldn't just.
No, it was one of those things that just hit me a minute ago. I was like, I didn't even say the contract that got me.
Rich for not keeping tabs.
We talked about it before we started recording, but it's honestly still shocking to me. But the Sean Manaea 3 years, $75 million back to the Mets. Listen, Sean Manaea had a good year last year. I'm not going to put it past him. We've seen Sean Manaea have bad years, and when he has a bad year, it shows. Now he's not a terrible pitcher, but
figure something out at the end of the year.
But I do not think he's worth $25 million a year. Like I think
best he's a 4.
If we're being honest here, the most I would have given him maybe 18.
You're generous.
like because I mean, look at that rotation. Like, are you paying Sean Mania as a 2? Like, if you're paying him $25 million, you're expecting him to slide into that number 2 spot and be your second guy up. That is what you're paying $25 million
I mean,
for.
at this point, everyone in every rotation is going to be paid like a 2, 3.
I mean, realistically, they are paying him as a 2 because I was looking up their starting rotation. You have
You mean their dog shit rotation?
last year. They had Luis Severino,
who has such an amazing
Obviously
contract for the next 3 years.
Shouts out to not wanting to get penalized by the MLB. We see you.
There's
Oakland.
no floor here. We're walking on clouds.
Shouts out to Oakland, bro.
No. That's a dirty word.
No. No.
I was gonna say
You're
Dookie,
so
baby.
lucky. You're so lucky we don't have suspensions on this pod, dude, because you would have caught one. So you would have caught one bad.
I would 100% put coal in your stocking.
That is terrible.
The one thing that we don't do on this pod is give any credit to anything Oakland does while John Fisher is still the head asshole in charge.
That's not credit to them. That's not credit. What we're seeing them doing is they're spending money so they don't get penalized by the MLB.
Yes, obviously we get that, but we don't use the O word. There's only one O word, and that is.
You know what? Listen,
there's only one O word because it leads to an O face.
So I mean,
or ostracized players.
And on that, yeah. And you also have Jose Quintana, who is the number 3 pitcher, with Sean Mania being the number 2 in the rotation.
Jose Quintana is older than all 3 of us combined. The dude's almost 74.
But you also have David Peterson and Tyler McGill, who are rounding out there.
Which
Miguel,
is so weird.
Sorry.
It's not Latin, so it's not Miguel, and it's not exactly Irish either, so it's not McGill. You know what? It's perfectly fitting for the Mets because it's like Schmiegel. It's a dirty, crusty little thing you want to strangle.
Well, the one pitcher we can't forget about, even though we haven't seen him in a while, is Kodai Senga.
Right.
Like,
oh yeah,
like he did come back for the postseason, which
did all right.
Obviously, fucking smacked us in the ass.
No, it didn't. And he's not the one who beat us. We beat ourselves. The Mets did not win that series. We beat ourselves.
Are you still in denial, sir?
No, it's factual.
Rich, I love you till the day I die. They fucking rocked this one.
Okay, thank you. I needed somebody to, let me know.
Like, listen, I'm a diehard fucking Phillies fan till the day I die, but we got fucking shoved. Mark Vientos shoved it up our ass.
Mark Vientos did. Why did they pitch to him? Never mind. You know what? No. You know what? Mark Vientos, guess
you're
what?
Still in denial.
Mark Vientos, guess what? Mark Vientos gets cold.
I would love to sit here and be like, no, the Mets suck. Like, we just kicked ourselves in the ass. Like, no, like, we couldn't hit the fucking ball, and they couldn't help but hit the goddamn ball. And then Francisco Lindor shoved it even further up our ass, and I was like, we're never living this goddamn down.
I asked you guys the other night for some homework. I asked you your, obviously, Damon alluded to it earlier, the naughty list and the nice list. So he gave us something from personal experience, which was fantastic. Damon, do you have a naughty moment from baseball?
Oh, yeah, I do indeed. I do indeed. This is one of your Phillies guys. And AZ, you might have to bleep this out for a second. Bleep the name, too. Him, everything he believes in, his whole entire existence, mom, dumb sister, his whole family. Bro, I mean, and I could tell you exactly the story why, because I want to get this story out there, how much of a piece of shit. This is 2011. Me and my brother, we were living in South Florida with our mother. Nationals were playing against the Marlins, and we used to just go say what's up to the guys and stuff like that. So we go in there, and at the time, I was a student ambassador for the U.S. It was through a organization called People to People. And my dad goes, he's like, hey, man, my dad was like in charge of like, well, he sponsored, I guess. I don't know, whatever it was. A little slow pitch softball team. It's called the Meat Hugs. Shouts out the Meat Hugs. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I was going in there and I was just going to slang shirts, just having fun with it. Hey, do you want to pick up a shirt? Helps me, when I go to Australia. Did we need the cash? No, it was just something, go in there and hustle, go have some fun, get out of my hair. My dad was just going to go say what's up to his people. He didn't want us just holding on to his coattail. Dad, can we do this? Dad, can we do that? So yeah, I'm going talking to guys. And what happens is Ryan Zimmerman, he's like, hey man, yeah, we're talking. Mind you, I've known Zim since I was 7. Okay. Tells me to sit down next to him. And yeah, dude, guy comes up to me and he's like, the fuck are you doing in my chair? And mind you, I didn't know. Zim just told me to sit down. And he's like, what are you doing here? I'm like, huh? He's like, how much is your dad paying for you guys to be in here right now? And I was just, mind you, I am like fucking 10, 11 years. I'm 11 at the time. I'm just like, yo, who is this guy? Never in my life. I'm talking, I've met Hall of Famers. I've met like people you like, wow, you met that I met him. And never have I had anybody in my life ever that disrespectful right off the rips.
Nice.
I mean, just we're talking, how much is your dad paying to be here? And I'm like, whoa, bro, what are you? Mind you, I'm about to go say, Zim just told me to sit here, and he's like, yeah, you need to get the fuck out of my chair. You need to get out of here. And he starts getting aggressive, and I'm just like, yo, what the fuck? Levon Hernandez comes over, and he makes a scene. He's like, bro, you need to chill the fuck out before I beat the fuck out of you. Dude's sister's like, and literally just completely in shock that somebody actually checked him. And mind you, I'm sitting there completely like distraught, and nobody was going to tell my dad, because if we told my dad was going to rip his head off his shoulders. That was just, people knew how my dad got down. You don't disrespect his kids in any facet, especially something like that, sitting in your chair. Fuck,
Well, that's
you.
not worth it.
Fuck your dumbass horse. Fuck everything that you own. Fuck your whole career. Everything that you're about. The man that your mother raised is a bitch. End of story. And when I went and I talked to an agent about him, the agent says the funniest thing to me. He's like, yeah, did you know that the guy has an NDA whenever you go to his house? Mind you, I would never talk about players or release information like this. Yeah, he has an NDA when you go in his house because of how much fucking pot's in his house. Yeah, dude's the biggest fucking stoner ever. Biggest stoner ever. So when you go into his house, mind you, I've never been there, so I've never had to sign the NDA. Guy that told me never had to sign the NDA. So I'm not under contract, baby. This is just known information. You want to be a piece of shit, it's going to come back and bite you in the ass.
Ooh,
Damn.
okay, so
All right. That's a
Naughty
story.
list forever.
That, wow.
Jay,
No, fuck you, dude.
I
You're
know you guys
next.
weren't expecting
Oh,
that.
I mean,
You're next, dude, because I need time to process this one.
I can tell you neither of my moments are personable. They're just amazing moments I've seen. So, the nice list. This one always got me, and it will always get me. D. Strange Gordon
Oh, yeah.
hitting that monumental, triumphant home run. The home game after? Or is it the game after?
The game
It
after.
was home game.
Yeah, after Jose Fernandez passed away. Sorry. And like, I've never seen such emotion in a moment. They say a picture's worth 1,000 words. That might have been 15,000. Easily. I mean, yeah, a snapshot of that is just one of the greatest moments you've ever seen a player truly expel every little bit of pride, joy, frustration, sadness, happiness, love for a person, just all at one moment. It's one of the coolest moments I've ever seen in sports. Unfortunately, it happened that way, but one of the coolest moments I've ever seen in sports, period. my naughty list. This person is 100% getting cold. And this cold is unfortunately keeping them out of the hall, too. But it's not just from this moment. It's from several moments. But this is the moment where I remember as a youth. Oh, this person's.
I think I know where you're going with this.
You do, Jay.
I think I know where you're going.
You do.
I think I do. All right, keep going. Keep going.
Is it? I got it. Is it A-Rod stopping behind the third baseman going?
No. It's not it.
That is such a dick move. I absolutely love the creativeness, but you can't do shit like that. It's unsafe, number one. Number two, it's a heel move. It's a heel move. It puts you on the naughty list. I didn't say that it makes you a piece of crap. It's a naughty list move. I didn't say mine was anywhere near as bad as Damon's.
No, neither of us are touching Damon's story.
Nah, I gotta sit here and save my man A-Rod, because listen, I've heard a lot of indifferent opinions about him, but I've always been told you judge a man on how he's treated you. I guess that's terrible advice, actually. Dude, I take that advice.
I've never met him, and he's never met me, so he hasn't treated me anyway.
No, I'll put it like this. One time that I met him, it was 2010 playoffs, I think. It was Yankees were in Minnesota for something in 2010. I think it was the playoffs. Anyways, we're visiting our Uncle Dell, and the Yankees were having BP. Well, you know, the photographers and everything, they're trying to get guys in Yankees gear, and there's two little kids that are in every photo with Twins gear on. Can't have that. And, you know, they're asking us politely to leave and everything. And me and my brother are like, no, we're having a conversation. We've done this our entire life. We don't care about your photos. Work around us. That's just how it's always been. It's never been a problem. They wanted to make it a problem because, you know, it's the playoffs or whatever. During the season, it wasn't a problem. I'm not sitting here saying, you know, we're imposing our will on people because of, no. It was just full on, never been a problem. Now they're making it a problem. I mean, there's a photo of me on the Washington Post. It was me when my dad was playing Philadelphia in 2007. Dude was detailing my mohawk that I had at the time. And I was literally in a photo of the Phillies during their team stretch. So, I mean, if you're going to hate on that, then... You know, I got something you could lick on that's pretty salty, and it's actually a salt block that I got for Christmas to cook steaks on. Don't get your mind in the wrong place, baby. But no, so how we circumvented the problem was, you know, Sponsy boy. But how we circumvented the problem was A-Rod actually told the clubbies to go in there and get me and my brother pullovers so we can just stay out there and be in the photos and have our conversation, because we were talking to him. And you know, we were from South Florida. We were living there at the time, and he was from South Florida. And my brother was having an excellent conversation. Dude enjoyed us. And I've heard a lot of people say that he's fake. I've heard a lot of people say, you know, their piece about him. But, you know, the couple conversations that I've had with him, excellent dude. Do I think his creativity gets him in trouble? Yeah, but I also feel like he has that brashness to where he knew he was great. He knew he was good. You know?
Great he was. I mean, he was great before that style of five-tool player was, well, like, predicted to happen. After him, you had, this is a five-tool player. Didn't pan out. Five-tool player, didn't pan out. Five-tool player, didn't pan out. And Rod wasn't signed. Do I think he deserves to be in the Hall? Sure. Jay and I talked about this countless times prior to you joining the pod, but also we're going to talk about it countless times after. Some of these steroid guys need to be in. If it wasn't his one pop getting caught, he'd be in.
Do you know how that happened?
Failed test.
No. I'm saying, you remember that big whole scandal that happened in 2013, the whole Tony Bosch scandal?
Oh.
You guys don't remember? Oh my
vaguely.
gosh. You guys got to look that up. Rookies out here. Rookies. So if you guys go on Amazon Prime, anybody watching this, go on Amazon Prime, look up the movie Screwball. Amazing movie, details the Tony Bosch situation with the MOB. Anyways, long and short of it, Tony Bosch was a anti-aging doctor, as one would say, and he would supply people with steroids, and he had a bunch of clientele from Manny Ramirez to A-Rod to a bunch of guys at the University of Miami to college guys, Mel Cabrera. The U, baby, come on. Crooks versus convicts, or not, I mean, the Catholics versus convicts, my apologies.
Same thing.
Same shit,
Right.
anyways. But yeah, so Tony Bosch actually took a $2,500 investment from this guy named Porter something. I can't remember his last name. Anyways, Porterhouse steak, baby. You get the T-bone and the filet mignon on there, baby. You get the Anyways, homie wanted his investment back. Tony Bosch was like, no. Goes in there, steals the books, puts it in the Miami Herald. A-Rod got put in the media for roids over $2,500. Sometimes, dude, it's just better to pay people. Whoever's hearing this and you owe money to anybody, pay them off. Do not sit there and try and stiff arm the dude, because
also fuck around, find out.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that is a great way of living.
You want to be an asshole and do the things that you shouldn't and try and get away with it? All right, but be prepared.
Yeah, you got shafted.
I mean, it is what it is. You can't turn back time. So it is what it is. He got caught, and well, here we are now talking about why he's not. So Jay, it is now your turn for your naughty and nice list. Did you do your homework? Because otherwise, if you didn't, you don't list that puts you.
I was honestly more surprised that it wasn't yours, but hands down has to be the Phillies winning the World Series in 2008. Like, that was the first championship I've seen from the Big Four, and
Our city, yeah.
I can picture it. Brad Lidge striking out Eric Hinsky on a low curveball, and just the whole place going bananas. Everything in that moment was incredible. I can see it clear as day. I can hear Harry Kalas making the call. Just amazing. I have so much admiration for the 2008 team. Naughty list. I'll be honest. This is like a one of one again. I mean, like, John Rocker immediately.
That's not a one of one. That's like a 47,000 out of 47,000.
No, but the
naughty things that he's done.
Like this dude. Oh, no. No, I'm saying one of one as a person. Like, there's not going to be another John Rocker, because I don't think
any powers.
Well,
that fictional. Hold on.
Aubrey
so
Huff.
What I mean by this is Aubrey Huff's a good one. Wasn't a pitcher.
Position.
But that's why I'm saying he's one of one.
Okay. That's
like,
fair. Well, Schilling's close.
The day.
Yeah.
Schilling's close. But Schilling still gets like. No, he's not. He's close. He's close. I'll give him close.
Rocker's right.
But like,
New York.
some of the shit that, it's insane. And the fact that John Rocker on Instagram, because when someone told me he was on there, I was like, well, now I gotta see what John Rocker's doing. And I was like, you know what? This is exactly what I expected from John Rocker on fucking Instagram.
His New York rant.
Like,
as a huge fan of comedy, even I went, you're a dick. Ugh.
I think it was just more the fact that, like, he said it, and everyone in New York was like, what? Like, what did he just say?
Why?
And then when they told him to when they told him to apologize, he's like, yeah, okay, like whatever. And then he immediately like retired and was like, I didn't mean that apology at all. He's like, I stand by my comments. Like,
No.
fuck
Did
that.
you see what he
And
just posted on Twitter?
No.
He
No,
I
I-
don't follow it.
dude.
Damon,
Okay, no. I just saw this, and it was probably one of the funniest things I have ever seen. It was just one of those things that you're reading, you're just like, oh fuck, dude, do you not have a PR team?
He can
Like,
afford one.
homie sat there.
do you think
Bro,
John Rocker's going to hire a PR team to do his tweets for him?
Okay, my bad. I'm getting beat down by two people. Okay, listen, homie said something about, he's like 15 years ago, I got in trouble for talking about mass deportation or something like that, or my comments, and you look at this stuff now, and I was just like, bro, holy hell, like you're waking up and just going to Twitter with this shit, like. You have to literally sit there and think about what you're gonna write, and I'm just like, that's what's in. There's no type of like,
You're reading
I saw
Steve Wake
something.
Up and like,
Yes, dude, I'm just like, I was like, okay, that is incredible. And then my favorite is like he's talked about his Survivor stuff, and he sat there and he's like, I don't regret any of it. That's right, Chief. That's right. Like. He just spews the most vile shit, and he's just like, nah, I stand by it. Like, it's like the funny thing is you see some of these like wrestlers like MJF, he'll say something to you and you're like, okay, that's kayfabe. It's an act. There was some wrestler that was talking about how they actually hated meeting him because he was so nice in real life. He was like, he's just such a nice person in real life that it's like, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I know you was too nice of a guy to where the wrestling, you being an asshole doesn't work anymore. No, John Rocker is just full on wake up in the morning. He's taking sniffs of, oh, go fuck yourself, okay? He's, oh, yeah, baby. Who's going to feel the rage
he
today?
is just the epitome of pissing people off. Like,
He is what you call a spit in the face.
Like,
He spits in everyone's face.
like,
and it doesn't make any sense because
just going.
every team he's ever played on has been extremely diverse.
Yes.
And that's it.
That's like the craziest part is that John Rocker walks in this clubhouse and everyone's like, oh, look, it's John Rocker. And he just probably goes to his locker and he's like, there seems to be an abundance of what's in here. And everyone's like, yo, dude, you said that out loud. And he's like, whatever, I'll be in the bullpen while you need me.
You guys can shut up
It's like-
while I'm getting the signals.
My favorite thing was I had to sit there and ask myself, did he play for Marge Scott? Because, oh shit, she would have loved him. I mean, that would have been the one and only time Marge Scott would have enjoyed paying a player. Holy hell, dude. I mean,
Like we have a scale of like good ball players, like genuinely good people, and bad ball players. The good players, like the top of the list is the Christian gentleman, Christy Mathewson, like another dude, one of one, just a genuinely great guy. You fly all the way down that scale and you're like, there's John Rocker. And then right there, a little closer, that's Aubrey Huff.
And then just a little bit further is Curt Schilling.
Yeah, like those three are bottom of the barrel assholes. Like,
And then right after that is Nigel Morgan.
I was going to say,
what's he up to
but-
Who
lately?
cares? What was he, T-Plush for a while?
Well, I was going to ask, you put Curt Schilling behind Aubrey Huff
Listen,
after revealing Tim Wakefield and his wife's cancer
listen,
diagnosis.
I'm not even going into that. I'm going on to the fact that Aubrey Huff. So Curt Schilling has slightly been silenced by the majority. It's not that he's been canceled. He's been silenced. Like, enough people
Like, I think
enough
someone
people just,
finally told-
muted him and blocked him.
Yeah, like enough people told Curt Schilling just to shut the fuck up, and he's like, yeah, maybe it is time
he's
to
not
shut the
like-
fuck up.
He's not showing up in anybody's feed anymore. Like he's shadow banned by people's feeds. Aubrey Huff just keeps going.
Dude,
Aubrey Huff
there is no
the
stopping
epitome-
that train.
Aubrey Huff is the epitome of, man, I wish I wasn't on the West Coast for January 6th.
Dude, if there was one person, if there was a list of people I could bet on who would have been there, Aubrey Huff and John Rocker, 1 and 2. There's
It's
no
not even that they
doubt
would have been.
about it.
They would have been like walking towards the steps and be like, "We're two of the biggest guys here. And I guarantee we have two of the biggest contracts and bank accounts. You know what? Let's let these people walk first. And then we'll stand in the back. And then we'll keep yelling because they can see us from the back. Because we're tall, stronger, like, obviously cooler. So let's just stand back here. You know what? If you feel like it, Aubrey, I know John Rocker doesn't have a southern accent, but sure as shit should. If you feel like it, Aubrey, we'll stand on top of one of these pillars. And we'll just shoot. And be like, yeah, you guys go. We'll meet you. Well, you know what? First travel's on us when y'all do that because we got the income. We made some good deals.
I got breaking news.
Uh-oh.
Who's ready to feel old? Who's ready for it?
Are you kidding me, dude?
I
I'm already.
Will Myers has retired from baseball. I cannot believe
Retired?
that Will Myers. He
Oh.
just retired
See,
today.
this year.
Will Myers, he was with San Diego.
In the majors?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Pretty sure he was still a Padre last year.
He wasn't at first base.
But
He wasn't their TH. He's definitely not playing the outfield anymore.
I'm sorry, Will Myers 2023 was on Cincinnati.
Okay.
2024 he was a free agent. So but back to the point, Will Myers hangs it up, and it's crazy because this is someone that made their debut in 2013, 11 years ago. Like, I was 20 years old when he
Is he a
debuted, and now
number one overall?
seeing, I'm almost positive because he was Tampa Bay,
Yeah, he was
Tampa Bay's
Tampa Bay.
prospect.
Well, wait.
Like, I can't,
Was he Tampa Bay's?
I'm almost positive because when he got called up, it was like, here's the next young stud.
Will Myers is traded by the Royals in the third round. Is he the James? No,
And
he
then
was not James Shields. Trade. James Shields went from the Padres to the Royals. So,
White Sox for Fernando Tatis.
yeah, I do remember that trade. The Tatis trade.
so maybe Will Myers was part of acquiring James Shields then. Okay, but continue, Jay.
So my question is, and I want both your opinions on this, but like
Love it.
how Japanese people have Shohei Ohtani as like their big figure in baseball. Like you ask Japanese people, like, who's your guy? They're like, Shohei, no doubt about it. You ask Latin Americans, who's your guy? You know, you're getting like a ton of answers, probably Juan Soto, Lindor, Acuna. Like, it's going to vary between.
Sure.
Who would you say if you asked Americans, like, who is your guy? Who do you think they would say?
I mean,
The one name that I could think of was Aaron Judge. But like, I was trying to think of someone that's like still in their 20s, like on the younger side. Kind of like how we had Mike Trout.
in
You
the
know what I
90s
mean?
it was Griffey, without a doubt.
Yeah,
No one hated Griffey. Everyone was like, yeah, Griffey's the man. So 2000s, I mean,
Bonds.
I
As much
see.
as you wanna- as much as
I
you
would
wanna
take
shy
Bonds,
away
but
from
that's going to be like a 50-50 split.
it's gonna
Like,
be
you're going to have guys
50-50.
that love them, and then you're going to have the guys that, you know, the
Yeah.
argument.
so I mean, we got the 2010s, which was Trout.
Trout, Harper, like you could have had anybody.
Now-
Like, could have taken Mookie Betts if you wanted.
Now, I mean, I think it's going to be a toss-up between
I mean,
Mookie,
Judge and
Judge,
Paul Skeens.
Skeens. think you got to wait another year or two, but you can't ignore.
I
Bobby
mean, the
Witt.
reason I say that is the hype. Yeah, Bobby Wood as well. The reason I said Skeens is the hype that they're building around
Oh, because
him.
his
I mean,
girlfriend's insanely
I
hot.
think it's
I mean, because they have such a good social media platform and Christmas.
So like
Merry Chrysler.
Christmas.
that was my biggest thing, was that like I wanted to find someone that wasn't in their 30s. Like I wanted to find someone that was still on the younger
Jake,
side. And the first
The one thing you
one of the
forgot-
first people that came to mind was Bobby Witt.
Sure, yes, absolutely. But one thing you forgot, and it's very important to Latin culture: country of origin matters.
That is true. That's why I said the answer varies.
Yes,
Between
you're right.
who
You're right.
wears
You
clothes.
did say that. So yeah, I mean, it's going to vary tremendously.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got DR, Venezuela, Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, yeah. Like you have a ton of
Yeah, and the biggest issue is they're all their own Rocky type figure to their own country.
Yeah.
It's tough, dude. It's really tough. That's a tough question, especially for Latin American
Like,
countries.
and that's
So, like, looking at Americans, I mean, we got 5 guys, not burgers and fries, but we got 5 guys that could legit be the face interchangeably. Can't argue that. I mean, Bryce Harper, he's going out on stage with the stupid Costco people now.
I don't even want to talk
We bring
about
the
it.
boom.
No.
Steve.
No, I will shove that chicken stick somewhere.
Whoa.
So
Hey,
Can't stand that anymore.
no slander
So,
against the chicken bakes. No
on the
slander
short
against the
topic-
chicken bake.
on the short topic of talking about the Costco guys, I will say this. I think it is insanely cool that this kid is getting all these opportunities because of this social media phenomenon. Like his dad's doing this, but his son's also like going out, doing all these cool things, having a swing off with Bryce Harper. They seem like genuine people that are just trying to have fun with what they're doing. And I respect it because at least they're not making meme coins, taking people's millions,
Oh,
and then disappearing off the face of the fucking earth.
Yeah, listen.
Like,
Hawk
they seem like
to it.
genuinely nice people, which is good.
Can we get a couple booms real quick? Can we get 3 booms real quick for Big AJ? You don't need to do it. You could be a hater over there. Be a hater.
I'm not hating.
Hey,
I'm just not booming. That's just all it
Hey,
is.
hey, Big AJ, Justice, the Rizzler. Let's get a couple boom straight for you guys. Okay, great quality content on the internet. Okay, we don't have that.
all I'm saying
anymore.
is I'm glad they got banned from their local Costco because they're a distraction and just upsetting the
if
people
they're a
shopping.
distraction to you shopping, if they're a distraction to you shopping, sir, then I think you need to have a personal shopper.
Are you kidding me?
Do you need extra
They keep
assistance when you go?
people avoiding their shoots. This is not a closed set. They try to make it a closed set. That's not okay. You can't interfere with my day.
They do that.
Yes,
They do that. I'm so sorry.
you can't
I'm so
interfere
sorry.
with
May
my
I
day
stand?
because I'm trying
Hey,
to buy 37,000 baby wipes.
hey, I'm just a messenger. I'm just a messenger, baby. I'm not the guy
Yeah.
that does it. Okay?
So on the
Don't shoot
topic
me.
of baseball,
We're still talking about that.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. came out
Ooh.
and said that the offer from the Blue Jays was lower than what he was looking for.
He also
And
got
if
one after
we all
his
remember
almost MVP
correctly,
season.
he got north of $300 million,
340,
and
right? I think it was 340. Yeah.
somewhere around there. And he said that is not enough. So I mean, I want to ask you guys this question. Depending on the year Vladdy has, I want your price for free agency if he has a down year, and the price for if he has a good year. And what I'll give you an example. I think if he has a down year, that price drops to around 285, 300 because he still has age on his side.
Yeah, that he does.
If he has if he has a good year and finishes like top 10 MVP, that could easily jump to like 425, 430. Like that, like those are the price ranges I'm going for each season. which, Rich, I want to pass to you. What numbers are you thinking?
I mean, you know how I feel about contracts and the money they're getting. If he has a super mid year and he's putting up 25, batting 260 with 85 driven in, I'm saying maybe an 8-year deal worth like 225. That's maybe because he's position locked to either first base or DH. I know he played 2 games at third base this year as like some weird like shakeup. It was like a big deal, but not a big deal. It was either this year or last year. I don't foresee him making a position change to the hot corner because at growing age, why would you? You don't move to a much more, demanding position as you're getting older. I just don't see that taking place. What I do see taking place is him continuously going on his stride of being an elite hitter. I see him taking another, 315 to 325 type season as his batting average with another 30 plus homers, driving in anywhere near 100 plus. But the biggest issue is, depending on who's in front of him or who's not getting on base, Bichette, you better start doing some shit if you're still there. But then again, who will be left in that offense? I mean, we don't know. Alejandro Kirk, he's not that in front of him. He shouldn't be because he's a logjam. Do you see Vlad sending him home from first on a, RBI double? No. No, he's got a better chance of me, you, and Damon staying sober for the whole holidays. No thanks.
Yeah, that ain't happening. I promise you that.
No thanks. So, I do see Vlad staying in the positive trend. He had an off season after what should have been his MVP season. I will say it. It should have been his when Ohtani beat him. But Ohtani had one thing that no one else had going for. 2 positions. So, you're not getting better than that. So, if he continuously stays in this trend of what Vlad is capable of, saying 340 to 370 over an 8-year to 9-year deal, I don't think he's going to do double digits. I think he has one thing that most of these guys don't. A dad who's smart. Don't take the double-digit deal. Not for years.
That's interesting.
Not for years. I understand it's smart for longevity, but try and get one more deal. One more deal. Don't end when you're at your 38-year-old season and you're playing like dog shit. It's like, do I get one more chance? Who will take a chance on me now?
That's fair. All right, Damon, what do you got?
I mean, I was looking at his stats, just looking at how old he is. I mean, me and him about the same age, a couple months older than me. I mean, again, low end with just how they're paying players nowadays. It would be surprising to see if he gets even 280 million. It'd be surprising. I could see upwards of 400 million for a guy like him. I mean, if he stays on the consistent trend. But like how Rich was talking about, cutting that contract down because again, it's not all about years. It's about that. I want that AAV to be all the way up there, but I'm also trying to get that second contract in there as well. Let me get that 33-year-old contract, 34-year-old contract. So even if he does go for something, much smaller, say that he goes for something 6 years, 6 times 5 is
30.
I don't see them paying 50 million a year, so no 300 million, maybe 175, 200 million for 6 years. So, I mean,
It's a lot of cash.
that's a little over 30 a
It's a lot
year.
of cash.
It's a little over 30 a year.
La
I mean,
quiche.
so
A lot of cash.
200 divided by 6. That's 33.3 a year.
That's a good AAV.
Definitely not the highest. Yeah, definitely not the highest, but that's a good AAV to get in there and get.
Understand why. You know what this is? My truck's so much higher than yours. It's listen. Shake your dicks. This pissing contest is over. It doesn't matter about AAV. It matters about what you do on the field. But unfortunately, so many people in this league absolutely love, to try and restructure, or once they get to a certain point in their contract, opt out and then stay back in because they wanted more money. Garrett Cole was an idiot. Machado got his way, unfortunately. Harper was an idiot and was like, straight through. I did not salute that way. I'm sorry. That's not what I wanted to do.
Yeah, chill. You need to calm down, sir.
Hold. The one thing about Harper's contract is he is straight through. He has no opt-outs, nothing like that. He just wants a restructure because he wants more money, because after he signed his, he saw so many other people who are not at his performance level making more money. I don't even want to say performance level. I'm going to say at his heart level. Name one guy who gives more heart. I mean, it's tough. It's tough.
Then Bryce Harper. I want to try and give you one.
It's tough. It's tough.
It is tough.
Do I think Harper is the best player in the league? No. Do I think he has the biggest heart for his team? Yes. By far.
No doubt.
By far. Not even just for his team. For the game. I can't think of anyone who has more love for the game than him. And in a large way, plays it the right way in this day and age.
I agree.
Yeah.
Obviously, the game's evolved from when your dad was playing in the late 90s to early 2000s. I mean, did you pimp a homer? You got destroyed. You got destroyed your next at bat. You pimped a homer, you got destroyed. Nowadays, hey, yo, let's show it again on replay. Let's show it again on replay. Let's put this on the no.
Oh, you forgot. It could be your first home run of the season, too, and it'd be your only home run of the season. But if it's a no doubt, you pimp the absolute shit out of it.
We all have watched people pimp not even home runs.
Oh, yeah.
The first one that comes to mind is Carlos Gomez pimping a foul ball, rounding third base. And someone's like, dude, that was foul. And he's like, oh, really? Just a strikeout looking on the next pitch.
Like 11 seconds
ago, dude. Dork.
Sit down.
Dude, my favorite was 2007. Me and my brother, we were watching my dad play in Washington. Nook Logan, who, before I even say this, I'm going to get you his career home runs. That's how
forever.
2 career home runs. So he had no reason to sit there and try and pimp this one. And this was in 2007, his final season, which he had 0 home runs. Okay, so mind you, Nook hits one. He pimps the absolute fuck out of it. Sorry for using that word, but I'm talking like he pimped it so much that we were like, oh, he just pimped it.
Oh, fudge.
Only I didn't say fudge. I said the word.
No, so when he pimps it, we're sitting there just like, whoa, he just pimped it. So left field wall at RFK Stadium, it was like little fence, cage, little strip, cage, fence. Or it might have just been little strip, cage, and then fence on top. Anyways, it hit the cage part, which, I mean, you didn't have to jump to be on that. He pimped it. Mind you, Nook could have had an inside the park homer if he would have just ran from the start. So yeah, whenever anybody talks about a pimp job, not going out, I honestly think of that. It was a double. He didn't get thrown out.
Good for him.
But it was definitely, yeah, good for him, but definitely one of those ones where like, hey, you of all people should not have done that right now. Okay, it's like the fat guy ordering dessert and everybody else is like, "No, we're good. We don't want to
We have a
wait here
movie
for
in
you.
30
eating.
minutes.
Hurry up, Tubby." You know what I mean? Like, let's go. So yeah, no, that's where unwarranted pimp jobs are definitely happening nowadays, which is my
That's why I'm
favorite.
saying, like, you don't see that from Harper. And after his dust up with Papelbon, which I think was a little bit unwarranted, but also necessary for him growing into the player he is now.
I thought it was just Jonathan Papelbon being an old head, and he's known for being a hot
Sure.
head and going after somebody.
So I'm saying it was a little
You can't-
unwarranted
listen.
for how it happens.
I don't even think it should have happened for what if he wasn't as productive, if he was one of these guys that had all the spotlight and didn't produce. Okay, he did everything you asked him, and then some. That should have never have happened.
Sure.
But again, everybody has their views on it. You have old heads that are like, "Oh, he was disrespecting baseball." Shut up. Go tell the nurse that changes your Depends that, okay? I don't want to hear that story.
All right, we've completely recycled all the way back to Depends.
I'm
You know what
sorry.
this means? It means Santa Claus is coming to town. It means we are just 25 hours away from a fat guy showing up in our houses.
Shimmying down the chimney.
I wasn't even going to say that. I was going to say bumping into furniture and, leaving shit where it shouldn't be, but also eating our cookies, drinking our dairy products, and just... Can we talk about how he drinks 8 billion glasses? Milk and wheat? Like, come on. That's ridiculous. But anyway, no. Dude, I would...
You can't tell me he's not going to the sink with these glasses of milk and fucking draining them. There's no way.
That's what I'm saying. If my dad's assistant throws up after drinking a gallon of milk in an hour, you're telling me homie's pounding 8 billion glasses of milk?
Santa's a bullshitter. We gotta be honest here.
You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct.
Cole.
But you're correct. You are correct.
Thank you.
Nobody can withstand that
Thank
much
you.
dairy and not shit the sleigh.
Like the dude stopping at a 7-Eleven and just dominating the bathroom.
And I swear.
And this poor dude behind the counter is just like, great, another drunk guy just dressed like Santa. Meanwhile, he's got the reindeer. Meanwhile, he's got the reindeer parked on the side of the building, and this poor dude's like, "All right, come on, Santa, get out of the bathroom." Like, nah, dude. Like,
no more tequilas. Get out of here. What? I've seen 7-Elevens. You have too. That's exactly what we see.
Alright, well, it's getting to that point.
Guys, final thoughts?
Jumping into final thoughts, and Damon, we'll start with you.
You guys asked me my final thoughts. I hope you guys are enjoying your holidays. I hope you guys have a blessed Christmas. If you didn't have a good year, you got cold this year, think about how you could be better for next year. If you did get what you want, I hope you enjoy it. Eat some good food. Rejoice the family that's there with you. Think about the ones that aren't. And let's get ready for spring training. What is it? A month and some time away now? 2 months away almost? I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Baseball's almost back.
February.
We're almost done with this. Yeah. I like it. How are you guys feeling?
Well, I got 2 good things. So, we're coming really close to the end of the year, obviously. You may not get everything you want for Christmas. especially everything you ask for. But also, if you're asking for things, why can't you do it yourself? So the big thing is, some days, remember this. Either you wake up as Randy Johnson, or you wake up as the Bird.
Wow.
Which do you want to be?
That's an interesting. I like that.
So also, there's also only been 2 players in MLB history with the last name Moyer.
Ooh, last name
Moyer.
what?
M-O-Y-E-R.
Huh.
Obviously, we lived through one of the most long, mediocre careers of all time. Jamie Moyer. Listen, Jamie Moyer, it was longevity. Don't act like it wasn't. Jamie Moyer was an absolute critical piece to teams. He was not the piece to make or break teams.
Jamie Moyer was definitely the guy that, you know, where you're down to your final dollar and you're at the bar, you're like, damn, I need somebody to spot me to get that beer. Jamie Moyer's just a guy that shows up for you. And he did it for 25 seasons.
Agreed.
So we're not going to take any Jamie Moyer slander.
He brought us a championship. So, there's only been 2 players in history with the last name Moyer. Ed Moyer and Jamie Moyer. Ed Moyer died on November 18th, 1962. Jamie Moyer was born November 18th, 1962. They are not related. It's not a Christmas miracle. It's close to a Thanksgiving miracle. But what it actually is just pure coincidence. And that's it. Pure happenstance. Pure tomfoolery. And I love it, because there's nothing better than that. That's what I think the holidays are about. Being happy, silly, dumb, fun, drunk, on the pond. And most importantly, with your friends and loved ones. And guess what? Guess where I am right now? With my friends and loved ones. Guys, I'm going to end my final thoughts with have a Merry Christmas. I love you guys. Happy we get to do this whenever we want. Truthfully, whenever we want. We're just taking our break. We're doing it every other week. Because we can. We're adults. Just wait until the season and you get to hear all 3 of us be dickheads and dumb shits weekly.
Once a week, we're coming back.
It's going to be a lot of fun. But even more importantly, guys, I love this. This is so much fun. I'm glad we're doing this. Merry Christmas,
it's been a hell
guys.
of a ride so far.
I hope you guys don't get cold. Jay, I mean, sometimes you deserve it. You're whiny butt sometimes.
I'm just very opinionated.
And emotional. But I love you.
Love you too, bud. For my final thought, you know, usually we do on this day in MLB history, but you know, when you start getting to December, you really don't hear about all that much. I mean, I can tell you that
was it a signing?
Carl Mays got sold by the Yankees to the Cincinnati Reds for, I think, $8,500.
Whoa.
Carl Mays is the same pitcher who killed Ray Chapman.
Ooh,
That did happen on December 23rd of 1920. Don't quote me. 26.
I'm going to quote you.
27. See, give me a fact check on that.
Cincinnati Reds, 1924 to 1928.
But just that being part 1. Part 2, obviously, happy holidays to everyone. I hope everyone has a safe, enjoyable time. I hope everyone gets whatever they asked for. I know I have one thing that I asked for, and if I get it, It'll be hanging up right here next to my Matt Stairs bat. I just need that son of a bitch to be under the tree.
On this day in baseball, December 23rd, 1978, Victor Martinez was born.
The Victor Martinez.
Him and Cody Ross share the same birthday. I had to look something up. I had to look up who was born today. I was like, come on now.
Okay.
Current manager, Ken Ross?
Right. Appreciate that.
No, I'm thinking David Ross.
Oh, yeah. I was like, yeah, no, David Ross.
thinking David
What was
Ross.
Cody Ross?
I'm thinking of another bald white guy.
Got me worried, brother.
Sorry, buddy, but you don't deserve to be manager yet.
Bro, what did David do to be a manager besides catching for the 2016 Cubs?
And the 2018 Red
That's about
Sox?
So he caught for them, and that's it at the very end of his career. I mean, how many games did he play between those two seasons put together?
Sounds like a leader.
You boys can argue about that. Junks on the Pond, episode 36, the Christmas edition, the off-season edition. Everyone, have a safe and happy holiday. I'm Jay. That's Rich. That's Damon. The boys will see you. I know it's cheesy. We'll see you next year in 2025, the next time we come on. Thank you very much, everybody. We'll see you soon. Z, hit that music, baby. Time for us to get the fuck on out of here.
That's what I'm saying.
Peace.